What is going on, everybody? It is Alex coming back at you with another video. Today we are finishing off the AFC West with the Vegas Raiders. Formerly the Oakland Raiders, moving to Las Vegas this year, assuming that we have a season, which I think we will. But this is a really interesting team, very similar to the Broncos. It's very dependent on whether Derek Carr wants to play or not. They have the pieces. Well, we just got to see if Derek Carr is going to play. So let's look at the team. First off, let's discuss the big dude. Derek Carr, man with the eyeliner. He is so interesting to look at because, obviously he looks pretty goth, but he has moments where he looks like an MVP, right? But he also has moments where he looks like a bottom like 3 quarterback in the NFL. He just has some stupid games that make me really question whether he's a franchise guy or not. And he's one of these guys where he just teeters, where it's like, oh, he's definitely a franchise guy. Oh, they need to be looking for a new quarterback. They just picked up Marcus Mariota to sit behind him. So I don't know if that's like a contingency plan or maybe if Mariota can step in if Derek Carr gets hurt. I don't know what the plans are with that. But Derek Carr, he likes to jump the fence. He likes to oscillate. That's the physics word. He likes to oscillate between being great future plan of the Raiders versus we need to find a contingency plan. So let's look at the other options. Running back is their huge bright spot. Josh Jacobs, my crush in the last year's draft, is a beast. People criticize them for taking a running back in the first round. Cough, cough, PFF. I get the whole entire point that the running back doesn't have that type of value anymore, but Josh Jacobs is an absolute beast, and he is a necessary piece of that team. Let's look at the wide receiver core and the tight end. Tight end, Darren Waller, big leap in his production last year. With the Ravens, he just wasn't too much, but Derek Carr loves his tight ends, apparently. So he is quite a great option. Formerly a wide receiver, I believe he's 6'6". If not, he's 6'4" to 6'6", and he is very fast. Not a great blocker, but great receiving threat. Wide receivers, this is where they're kind of starting to shine as a bright spot. Like last year, they had a lot of potential with Antonio Brown, and then they just died off. But now they got Henry Ruggs, who I think is like the next Deshaun Jackson or like kind of a worse Tyreek Hill if he lives up to his potential. Now, we obviously don't know that, but I'll tell you for certain is that Tyrell Williams he's a solid option, man. He is very similar to Mike Williams in the fact that they're just a bigger, stockier dude. He's 6'4", Mike Williams 6'3". Not the fastest in the world, has some pretty damn good hands, and is like a great red zone threat. So, not somebody you really need as your number one wide receiver, but somebody who is definitely crucial to adding that possession/aggressive red zone type of guy. But Henry Ruggs, great deep threat option. And then they have Hunter Renfrow, who I swear to God, he's like 87 years old, but he literally is one of the best route runners from last year's class, and I think that they did a really great job of picking him up late, and he's shown to be worth that pick. So, I mean, they also drafted quite a few wide receivers in this draft, but, I mean, nothing really too huge to mention. On the offensive line, they are getting older, but they have young pieces in there. Colton Miller, the main UCLA guy, first rounder from a couple years ago. He is developing. He was really crap his rookie year, but he's definitely taking a step up. And you still have Rodney Hudson. I think Gabe Jackson's still there. I'm not 100% sure if Richie Incognito's still on the Raiders or not. But they have pieces. That's the bottom line. They have pieces there. And they also have, it's not Dwayne Brown. I don't know. They have Brown from the Patriots that they just signed, I believe, last year to a 4-year contract, and he's pretty solid. So the offense is pretty damn solid all around. Very, very good offense. It just depends on Derek Carr's play. Defensively, they're really young. In the safety core, I'm not really 100% sure of who they have back there besides LaMarcus Joyner. I don't know if Carl Joseph is still there. But he's a really great box safety. He doesn't really add too much besides that. That's why he's kind of being shipped out. He might be on the Browns. I'm not 100% sure. If he's not there, then I think that safety spot's a little bit vacant. Regardless, Raiders always find a way to patch up their secondary. Corners, they have Damon Arnett now, 19th overall, if I'm not mistaken, taken in this last year's draft. Really high, but apparently the Raiders have an interesting draft philosophy where they just are able to find guys that no one else wants at the time, and they just take them. Looking at the D-line, Clelin Ferrell, taking number 4 overall. People didn't think that he was anything except a late first rounder. Number 4 overall is a big jump for that. And they have guys like Max Crosby, who's not very bad. He has some production. And they have Maurice Hurst in there. And it's very interesting, this Raiders team. And they're very young, too. That's the interesting thing. The offensive line's getting old, and that's why Colton Miller was a great addition. Brown from the Patriots was a great addition. And then like in the linebacking core, they don't have too much, but they did just sign Corey Littleton, which was an amazing sign. Amazing sign, something they definitely needed. They got him on a really good contract. So let's look into the weeks. Week 1, Carolina's at home. South Carolina is not really a very nice place to go if you're used to a dry environment in Vegas and you're going to like the outdoors and the humidity of South Carolina. Not very good. And Teddy Bridgewater is the type of game manager where he can pick apart in the middle, where Corey Littleton's great, but he's only one dude, and you have multiple wide receivers, tight ends, etc. I think that's going to be the key to this game, is that Teddy's going to continue needing to check down, similar to what happened with Carolina in the other games. The next week, we have New Orleans. New Orleans, you're in a dome. The lights are on. Drew Brees is going to show up. He's not going to allow Derek Carr to pass him in supremacy. Again, sorry for the lighting, guys. It is a little bit late here, and it's like at that fringe time where it's like, do I turn the light on or not? Whatever. You guys don't care. Next week, Vegas goes to New England. I'm calling upset here. Vegas is going to win this one. Let's talk about, this is with Jarrett Stidham. We're going to do it again before the season with Cam Newton, guys. This is the key thing. Cam Newton would win this game because he's used to dealing with certain teams like this. Denver Broncos, for example. I mean, they were a lot better, obviously. I'm not saying that the Vegas Raiders are of the Broncos caliber, but they're pretty much a dumbed-down Denver Broncos. The linebacking core, they have a couple pieces there, but it's not that great. The pass rush, it's raw, but like Von Miller obviously was a step up. But like it is something to worry about. The interior defensive line is solid. The corners, I mean, I guess it was a bad analogy, but Cam Newton's dealt with similar teams to this in his time. Regardless, I think that the Vegas Raiders are a really damn solid team, and New England will not be able to handle their firepower. The next week, Buffalo goes to Vegas. I'm giving this one to Vegas. Buffalo is traveling. It's not going to be a very good game. I think Vegas is going to take the cake. And, I think Josh Allen is just not ready for this type of stuff. It's just, he needs a little bit more development, man. I don't think he's the long-term option, but I don't think that he's as shit as people say. Next week, don't need to really explain this one. Kansas City is way superior to Vegas, and Patrick Mahomes is going to eat this defense alive. Got a bye week. Then Tampa goes into the Dome, and Tampa Bay is just way too high-powered. Way too high-powered for Vegas. This could be an upset, but I'm going to give this one to Vegas. We're going to give this one to Tampa, and we're going to give it to the GOAT himself, Tom Brady. The next week, Vegas goes into Cleveland and beats them. I think this would just be an upset game. Derek Carr likes to upset teams randomly, and I think that this seems like the perfect time to do it. Take out Baker Mayfield, who I think will eventually be one of the faces of the of the NFL. If Kevin Stefanski works out, I don't think Baker's as crap as people say he is. So it's a slight problem, guys. Gotta turn the light up for you guys so you can at least see me because something's going down. But yeah, Kevin Stefanski is a huge question mark right now. I hope he works out, and that's going to be the huge key here. Next week, Vegas goes to LA, and LA surprises them with a victory. I think that's going to be the same game manager situation that Carolina is. Following that, Vegas is going to upset Denver just because they're at home, and I think Drew Lock is going to be used to playing in the outdoors, and Derek Carr is going to be comfortable in his dome. And it's Raider time, man. Raider fans are freaking sane. We see them here all the time here in LA. It's just yeah, you do not want to fuck with a Raiders fan. Like, they are hardcore. The next week, Vegas upsets a fully rested Kansas City team. Very interesting. I honestly, I don't know if I would want this to be the case. Like, this is a toss-up game for me. I call this one an upset, obviously. But Kansas City coming in fully rested, but going into the Dome, and Vegas is not going to be wanting to be completely mocked by Kansas City in the AFC. Week next, Vegas goes to Atlanta, beats them. Dome situation. Nobody really has a victory, a higher chance of winning here. And Derek Carr is going to want to show out, man. He just beat the Chiefs. He's going to have something on his chest. He's going to want to go off. He's going to try to light it up. And I think the Atlanta secondary is not going to be ready for it. That's going to be the key. Vegas' wide receiver core is far superior. So going on to the next week, Vegas goes into New York. And I'm going to give this one to Vegas, guys. I'm going to give it to Vegas. I'm going to be honest here. Vegas is, I mean, I don't like Sam Darnold at all. I think he's complete garbage. I think he gets way more respect than he deserves. I don't understand why people love this guy so much. He turns the ball over. He doesn't look like a starting caliber quarterback against most teams. Again, he has these games where he looks like he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. But it's like those games are few and far between. And I swear, Greeny and Dan Orlovsky literally, they do some creepy, sketchy shit behind the scenes whenever they watch this type of tape, like disgusting type stuff. So, like, I don't know why they have such a hard-on for Sam Darnold, but cheers to them. You know what? They can do whatever the hell they want. The next week, Indy's going to beat Vegas. Is it a Sunday night game? No. Good. Indy's going to beat Vegas. They're in the Dome, and Phillip Rivers, it has a far superior team to Vegas. It's pretty much Vegas with better linebackers, better pass rush, and a better O-line. So cheers to Indianapolis for building an amazing team that can win a Super Bowl this year. The next week, Chargers go to Vegas. It's the home field advantage of Vegas, and Vegas is far better than Chargers. Chargers just got an upset victory. No real need to explain that. But Chargers line is going to get eaten alive here. Next week, Miami goes to Vegas. Vegas is going to win this one, guys. Yeah, I mean, Miami outside of Miami is something I'm not really too proud of. I'm not really going to put my name on them being able to do anything crazy. But in Miami, this would be a toss-up game. Vegas is a damn good team. This is the bottom line, guys. Vegas is a very good team. But they still have a couple pieces that they need to put together, especially on the defense. Next and final week, Vegas goes to Denver, guys. You're in Denver. You're going from fucking bum-ass Las Vegas and going all the way to Denver. Like, come on. It's like the altitude difference as it is versus like the climate, outdoors, Denver's at home. Final week of the season, Denver wants to make a statement going to the playoffs. But that ends them off 9-7. That's a damn good season for what I thought the Raiders were going to do. Let me know what you guys think. Raiders fans, don't come at me. I mean, I gave you guys some damn good upset victories here, even against Kansas City. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the far side. Peace.